The finals just had its recent dev stream, and there was actually a bunch of new details in there, and even some future discussions and references. I'm going to break down the entire community stream, everything that we saw from it, some new teasers and potential leaks. We also got some additional community mentionables, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, world? It's Utopia back here with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Let's just jump right into it. Of course, if you didn't see, we did have a normal live stream on that Thursday. Just different from last Wednesday, they're still keeping the streams on a Thursday, where we had the Strike a Pose community stream. This did feature Oscar and a few others that he did play with, but this mostly pertains to his comments as well as Rob's and a few others. Now first up, we did have a clarification from last week's community stream video, which was going over the old battle passes returning. Rob makes additional comments here, where he mentions they're still talking about it, and that they're still discussing this internally. But he does clarify that if it does return, and if old battle passes do come back, he's made sure to clarify that bonus pages will be exclusive for the OG Battle Pass owners. So bonus pages for sure will never return. At least the cosmetics on those bonus pages, those will be the exclusive rewards from the battle passes. So people that did buy those originally, you'll still be able to have some exclusivity there, as long as of course you did maintain and get the bonus pages of those battle passes. This has been quite the major discussion I've even seen across multiple discords, including my own and the finals. I ran a poll recently. I'm also going to run another poll here on YouTube, just to kind of get your guys' thoughts and kind of categorize that overall. Then I'll cover that in a future video. So check out the community page over on my YouTube channel. More than likely I'll have a poll up alongside this video talking about the old battle passes returning and your thoughts there. That way we can kind of categorize everything into that channel. And if you didn't know and you want to participate in more polls, there are polls that are run on my Discord nearly every single day. Either myself or Shy Dog takes care of them, who's a moderator of my channel and Discord. He does a great job with it, provides a ton of context. So if you want, check out the Discord. All the polls of the days are there. They have their own separate channel. Moving on though, we had some more comments here from Rob, where he does discuss some weapon audio here, where he does talk about some of the cosmetic sounds, where the audio has been balanced to the AK, KS, and then to the Deagles. So they should be in line with each other, and why the toy gun sounds in specific here might not be as loud as some people want. He says he wants them to be louder, so hopefully they do make that louder. I know people still want justice for the Moolah charm, so hopefully we do get some fixes for that eventually. This next one here is a clip from Oscar and Rob discussing things. I'll play the clip here for itself and then provide further context.
Well, there was no pig costume, just pig plushies, but no pig costume.
So if I saw Janice was actually looking at it while you were streaming. So she's trying to find this enormous Namatama costume to make someone to make it, and it will fit people, humans that are 189, but not 194. So I won't fit, but you will fit.
Checks out chat.
That's the plan.
That's me, chat.
So essentially they're trying to build a Namatama costume for Oscar, where you see at the end of the stream Oscar is in an Angry Birds costume. I went over this in my last video, but Oscar's previous job was actually working on the game Angry Birds. That's why he is seen here in that costume. And essentially they're trying to build him a Namatama costume, which he might potentially be wearing at the Majors, which is that major esport event happening for the finals this year. Just thought it was a pretty funny mention there. If we ever do see a Namatama costume at the Majors, it might be Oscar wearing it, so I guess look out for that in the coming months. Moving on here, we actually have a question that's been asked about 1,000,000 times in my comments and basically everywhere. It is finally getting answered. This person by the name of Octodem on Twitch asked, will the finals have a keyboard and mouse support on PlayStation? And we finally do get an official answer here. Now again, they talked about this in one of the AMAs, I believe, previously, but we haven't had any updates since. Although we do have our first update here from Rob, who says they are still looking into that and they have been playtesting with it at Embark. But they want to make sure that it is working properly and that it can't be exploited. So essentially, if you didn't know, there are some exploits with mouse and keyboard on console occasionally, where you can get aim assist while also using a mouse and keyboard. That is basically the major issue there. Not sure of any other exploits, but I'm assuming that is it. Maybe they're also testing input-based matchmaking, although that would make it worse for even PC players. Again, we're not entirely sure what they mean by that, but they at least are testing that and working on it internally. Hopefully we do get some updates there, but I figured I'd provide it to you guys. I get this question asked nearly every single YouTube video, or even on the Discord. Finally, we at least have some update there. This next one here is quite interesting. So somebody asked Rob if they would ever bring back the goo ships, which were those ships you could make out of the goo gun and essentially launch yourself across the map, which was kind of a fun mechanic there. And we actually got another official response here. Again, Rob went over saying that we will see, that would be great, but that there is a lot of work to be done. They really hope they can get it back one day though. So they do want to bring back that type of movement movement tech. Seems like they are wanting to eventually lean back into those fun mechanics, but they want to get everything grounded first and tailored and balanced. I definitely understand that for the majors up and coming, although I really do think fun mechanics would be awesome to show off during these esport events. I think that's what made old games so special, like Halo 3, etc. I really do think having those fun moments are what kind of make gaming and esports what they used to be, and those highlights like that really do bring volume in terms of player count and returning players, at least in my opinion there from what I've seen. Those fun, impactful moments, and also the wacky ones that get incorporated there. I don't know, I just think it spices up the esports scene. Instead of it just being 100% competitive, I feel like esports needs those moments to really be impactful. That's just my opinion though, I'm really not a competitive player in that regard, so my opinion might not have much grounding there. I am curious though on your guys' thoughts who do play competitively, if you think they should bring back wacky mechanics, at least to have those highlight reels that do play into that. Maybe I'll run a poll for that either on the Discord or eventually on YouTube. Moving on here, we did have one last mentionable during the dev livestream. Now this one has been tricky to pinpoint, where Oscar has a weird closing statement in the stream. He goes on to say that he will see chat in the forest, and Rob also does make a comment here saying see you in the forest. Now they could mean Kyoto. We really don't know what this is entailing here. Some people think it might be an IRL stream, or that we could even see a new map, or a rework of Kyoto. Again, we do have the mid-season patch happening this week, and they do mention there's going to be some new content. Now they do mention new content in that patch notes from last week, which because they say fresh new content, that makes me think that it cannot be a stun gun rework only, that we might actually see a map or a map rework. This was leaked and talked about a while back that people data mined, etc., that we might have seen 2 maps for Season 6. However, of course, we just saw the Las Vegas rework, so maybe we end up getting a whole new map mid-season, or it could be Kyoto rework. Again, all of this is pure speculation, just going off those weird comments saying see you in the forest, which was made by both Oscar and Rob at the end, where they definitely had planned to say that together, as the chat and the audio of Oscar saying it was too much in sync. At least it seems like it was definitely planned. Again, we'll have to wait and see on that. Everything I said is pure speculation. I don't know anything, and even if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I legitimately do not know anything. Moving on, we do have our community section here, where first up, we do have another PSA on this. It is to those who did buy Game Pass and claim the skin. It does look like it was a trial skin, where if you do end up canceling your Game Pass, you'll probably have the striker set removed from your account. We've had previous posts, and now this one talking about it, where yes, they did have the striker set removed, although they did keep the multi-bucks. Someone else points out here that under the FAQ section with the Xbox Game Pass, that you will lose access to benefits if you unsubscribe. And it says here, yes, in-game benefits will be removed if you unsubscribe or change your membership to essentially Game Pass Core or Standard. Other games do this, Overwatch, Call of Duty, even Valorant has it this way. So when you do get rid of the Game Pass subscription, you do lose your benefits there. Again, this is common across the entire industry, so it's not just the finals thing there. Just be wary on that. If you do remove your Game Pass subscription there, you more than likely will get your striker set removed. Moving on, we had another post here. This one is so creative, I had to cover it. This is from Shell Texture over on the final subreddit. They mentioned they've spent the last few months claying up little figures, and they have made here the Namatamas. These look so fantastic and good. I'm honestly surprised at how good of quality these came out. They're definitely worth the checkout. And this isn't sponsored, but they have a shop if you want to check that out too. Figured since I'm featuring them, I might as well link to their shop as well. If you want to check out their little creations and what they've made, you can do so either on this Reddit post or on their shop. We had another last minute mentionable here. This one is from the collaboration giveaway that I did with the Finals Stats program. And just an update there, they were giving out 10 Season 6 starter packs. So far, they have distributed 8 of those, which is super awesome to see that people actually have won and received those gifts. So from time to time, I do a collaboration with the Final Stats program, and their owner and creator does some collaborations with me to do these giveaways, which I find great and super fun to give back to the community in that way, so I'm glad people are now receiving the rewards. Of course, as always, we do have those last minute mentionables for my community, which today features the highest upvoted outfit ever. That is from Gleagle, with 26 fire emotes. You guessed it, he made I Am Steve from the Minecraft movie, which is Jack Black. This one is absolutely incredible, and I cannot believe how close this mirrors the actual movie. Definitely makes sense why this is one of the highest upvoted so far. A super fun one there. Next up, we have one from Rat, who made Matt Murdock from Daredevil, where he even features the horn emote in the profile card. This one also is so good, and another very highly upvoted one. Overall though, should about cover for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and into the next one. Deuces!